the door is definitely closing on them.
Yeah, it could be LAN experience as well. There's a lot of question marks here for this Smoking Aces squad that so dominantly blitzed through the NPLC season and now starting to struggle just a bit. And as you said, 4 maps to go. You've got, again, a lot of firepower on that roster, but fortunately not able to get anything going. A pretty northern plane path here. We touch on it a lot. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to get to where you want to go, but it does mean it's just going to take a little bit longer. And with hot drops a thing, especially on this map, Painan was the reported place where hot drops start, as well as the fact that God Squad was like flipping the script and dropping wherever they wanted to go. This might affect some other these places that are flex spots for other teams.
Right, and not only that, but it's really going to affect the guys that want to go far east, and how quickly they're able to start rotating and moving in the circle, especially if it's like that dreaded northwest circle where the that giant bell happens to be, as well as the mountainous, not cavern, but the overhang where it's like a little kind of open cave. It's just a really difficult area to traverse when you're coming in late, especially.
Doesn't look like we have a hot drop. It does look like Innate is flying right over Zenith, though. And Greg shot as well, just taking the scenic route, but no squads starting with some early conflict. You can see Innate now might be hunted down by Zenith. Zenith involved with both hot drops of the day.
Yeah, it seems so.
Might not lead to anything, but it looks like Roth wants a piece of it right now.
Yeah, and they're actually on that side next to that kind of chasm that I was talking about, that giant opening underneath the mountaintop there. And nice shots coming out from Roth. It is going to be with a Vector, which at range isn't the best, but Vector is also one of the most disgusting guns to use up close, and Innate just erases Roth with an AK.
Yeah, Vector against AK. AK wins this one.
Arguably, the Vector does win, but that distance was a little further than you generally want the Vector to be effective at. Plus, I mean, he was running away. He wasn't even shooting back.
This is the question. Is Zenith going to be the casualty of 2 hot drops? And it looks like Greg Shot is coming in from the south, so Kendo's going to get pincered here.
Yeah, well, the problem is Kendo doesn't have a helmet, and it doesn't even look like he has a vest. So fighting without either of those, it's so frightening, man, because you can just eat a stray bullet. If someone's spray doesn't go right for them, and the last bullet happens to hit your dome, and like you're just down, you're knocked.
He's got the lampshade on.
He does have a lampshade. Unfortunately for him, though, that thing is basically paper mache. So
he doesn't lamp a lot. He doesn't lamp a little. He just lamps some. So Kendo's able to swap it out for a regular helmet. That'll help him just a bit.
Ooh, level
as he
2
gets things going on. You see the circle, though. There it is.
This could jump up to the northwest there. It also could go down to the the
most of the time, for those of you that don't watch the NPLC broadcast, shame on you. But we normally have the main island as the circle that we always hit, always in the north of the main island. In this case, might get one of those PEL circles where it does end up in the northwest region, and then everyone complains about it on Twitter afterwards. We'll keep an eye on that, as well as what Greg Shot does here on the hot drop. Walt Jr. coming around the corner, and he's able to slide on in. Headshot's not going to come on through either, and Greg Shot goes cold at the wrong time as Triggs drives on by. Here's
just
the bullets.
Like a random Triggs in the background, like, hey guys, what's going on over here? So Walt is going to be very aware of Greg Shot. The issue is he's being careful because he doesn't know where the rest of the members of the team are, and looks like both players not able to knock each other.
Walt.
What is going on? Meanwhile, Innate shooting at Kendo again, trying to get into the house. This has become a very, very sloppy fight between these two teams.
And Kendo does get finished off.
From Hella. She's nuts.
Yeah, Hella able to answer that one. But Walt, who's dealing with Greg Shot, able to get a knock onto Hella, then shots from distance by Acro. And Patron now saying, I'm not going to be a part of this at all. And Zenith lose 3 members in another hot drop. Wow, that is shaking up the standings here right in the middle of the pack. And Supernova, who have been quiet, who made a final late-day push to get themselves into this tournament, start off with 3 kills.
Yeah, that's not a bad start. And, man, that was such a nasty turn from Hella. Really nice shots coming out of her. And then we see God Squad very early. It looks like they're just already setting up for kind of the northwest shift here. On this island, and if you also look, it's just so much dead space. Hell,
that's talented. Cap of Pride. That's awesome.
nice little style points go in the way of P1E. But yeah, a lot of teams are basically hoping that it goes Northwest because they're kind of hedging all their bets that way.
Well, Oxy now roaming around wild card. They don't know it's each other quite yet. And Blown Apart has the jump onto them. Well, low key getting a knock and a kill on a Kolji as Blown Apart. He hears the footsteps. The information's being relayed. And now Wildcard realizes, hey, someone's around. A nade has been thrown. And they now spread out pretty far out around this mountain.
As much as I will say the circle is, it's not the greatest. What you're looking at right now and the way that these teams are spreading out and the way the terrain is mapped out, it's really cool to watch these fights.
Well, Clam takes down Pistola time as Jason was going back and forth with Pentalol and actually got the headshot on Pentalol. So Penta's able to heal on up. Jason able to heal on up. And now Nade's about to rain down. It's the Fury from above. Pistola in a bit of trouble now.
That's not going to hit unless...
Oh! I was going to say, was
so
that 200 IQ
I would have been 100% fine with eating my own words there.
Matthew getting rained down upon by a space station. And now Comets running into the space station. And it's Sub-Zero getting knocked there by Hetro. So overall, currently a 1 for 2 while the Oxy fight's still going on.
Such a cheeky play, too. If you saw what Hetro did, he used the vault run mechanics, and he clinged onto that roof so he could get a different angle.
Yaxley, now's not the time to get up. Patron! Oh, it's a headshot.
So
Yaxley still has a lot of HP, has to reload.
Yaxley knows he's lit.
Oh, man, and Patron trying to run around. This is the final member, Zenith, and as soon as he goes down, spray from somewhere else, taking the kill, and Yaxley's like, that trying to hit 20 kills.
Really, man?
So God Squad stealing that one away, and still a big standoff here for these two squads. Wildcard did lose their member.
Pushed Wildcard down. They were coming up on the mountain, and Oxy has just completely pushed them off, which is impressive to see considering kind of the struggles that Oxy has been going with at least yesterday and today so far.
On the bottom part of this mini-map here, you can see Yaxley's all by his lonesome, and it's a bunch of Player One Esports
he needs to,
members coming out.
He can't get out now. It's kind of too late unless they wrap and they completely leave the warehouse.
Wow.
But if they do plan to
go
in
it,
which it looks like, they're getting funneled. They're getting funneled in that direction. Yaxley actually might be able to make a really big play here. If he peeks out and looks out the west side of that warehouse, he's going to see at least 2 people that he can knock for free.
He's staring. David goes down, but Yaxley gets finished off by David.
It was actually David. Lush is the one that knocked David. Wow, that was really weird.
This is messy. Yeah. This is real messy right now. All these squads realizing, hey, I don't want to be left out, not in the mountain. So Yaxley, kill leader, goes down.
Disciple.
Not able to get any points. Remember, he didn't get that point on Zenith, and now Disciple.
Task.
It's another solo member. He's the last one alive for Comets. A nice peek there by Jason. Clinical by Space Station Gaming.
Yep, and that's going to be Comets eliminated at 15th. And this is a team that is in range of the top 6 very much so. In fact, I believe they were in 5th, but now they are going to have to kind of wait and see how the points shake up. They're really hoping that the teams like SSG and your wild card, your P1Es, those are the teams that these guys are going to be looking for to do well, to kind of hog all those points and take them off the table.
Yeah, look at these squads on the outside here. You got Obeo Lions taking the Obeo Lions shuttle services around the southern part of the river. Smoke and Ace is going to be coming in late, but they have a lot of space on the opposite side of Ruins. Low key to the north, along with Elusive and Noble. And I believe now all members of Low key are there. Elusive has lost 1 member.
Yep. And with Noble, they're kind of starting to, and I'm not saying this is the end for them, but it looks like they're kind of starting to fall in those old habits where they're coming in late again, chasing circle, which is not something that we really saw them doing the other day. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing yet, but if it does kind of cost them position because of how long it's going to take them to get into the circle, we may see them potentially running into some trouble later, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll leave the judgment for that based off the result here. Results-based analysis here on this one.
Huh?
Results-based analysis here on that one.
Yeah.
But it's about results right now, especially for a squad like them. As Vanquish, they were looking good earlier. And they had some plays, and it's been a team effort. Tetra leading the way for this squad, but again, they need to get something going here. As Fozu, he had the opportunity earlier on to Hades and just waits here.
I like this trap, though, that VQ has set up for Obey.
Oh, that's next to the boat. Oh, Theris able to get himself away. Hades able to heal on up, and Fozu thinks better of it and will rejoin his Vanquish buddies.
I kind of wish, in a sense, that Ozu would hang out there and just kind of hold an off angle, because with the way that they have it set up between himself and Tetra, they can kind of hold Obey here without letting them out. It does look like Tetra is finally taking fire, so he's going to back off, but they have really good ridges to work with, so if they wanted to hold Obey and trap them, they definitely could.
Yep. Again, in circle, so things
like
are nice here for Obey, but just not a lot of ways to rotate around, and it does look like Vanquish have fallen back into the complexes. We check in on how Oxy are babysitting Wildcard.
Yeah, Wildcard has not moved. They are just chilling.
Fizzle's there too. When did Fizzle?
Yeah, there's a wild Fizzle there. That's interesting.
He's on the bottom of the rocks though. He's in the bottom of the slums. As Noble swam it and made it. They swam across.
It's normally very risky, but I'm fairly certain that Noble was able to kind of see that that was a safe path in. There's really no one on the east side of the circle, or at least the northeast. So they got in for free, and that's good on them to realize that that's the play that they should make.
And here's Loki.
Oh, Loki.
Trying to climb up rocks. Hardcore parkour, baby. This is a V3. V3 maybe.
Those rocks are really.
Oh, Chubba. Oh,
Come on, Chubba.
Yeah, Pax pushing him on the butt to get on over. There it is. Yep, Pax, I need help, guys. There we go, and he's able to get himself on in. And low-key, they had to make use of all of the time that they had, but
they're coming
they did
up on
and
Elusive,
it's a close
though.
circle. It's a very close circle there for them to rotate on it.
They're coming up on Elusive now. I really hope that they kind of take their time with this edge of the circle, because this is also prone to be where a lot of people hold, especially on the top of those rocks. So just running into it, and it does look like they're taking their time, because they're about to run into potentially not only Elusive on the bottom, but as well as Wildcard on the top, and then Oxy might get curious as well.
Yeah, slow play here, and Barry. Barry's in play, and he's gonna have a nice opportunity here, because JL Day's distracting, and there's Barry. He pops up from the trees.
Actually, Barry he didn't even help, unfortunately. He didn't help Jay at all after he got that first knock. That was a big opportunity for Barry to come up and do some more damage to low-key, but he just kind of sat prone.
Yeah, I thought I saw Barry. I thought I saw Barry shoot some shots. It might have been just Jay and his tracers coming out from him. So Elusive missed out an opportunity by playing a little bit safer. Now, kill feed started to pop up. Smoking Aces, Halo Klein popping off, as well as Obey Alliance.
So Loki's going to be fine. They're going to be wrapping, but unfortunately for them, they're going to be wrapping into Noble, who is actively looking for them. Fudge going for the spray. Oh, doesn't get the knock.
Fudge fudges it up, but
man.
There's one knock. Chubba gets knocked. It is Pax now laying in the grass. He gets finished off, and Noble clinically finishing everyone off. Biggs is the last one alive for low-key. He tries to throw a nade. He tries to run around, tries to pull out a weapon. He pulls out the bolt action, and he gets caught out.
That team has just been so unlucky in just getting things going. I mean, I don't know what's going on. They've just been systematically wiped every single game early, and it's looked like it's not even a contest for the other teams.
Cloudtail and Soapy for Smoking Aces getting knocked down, as Soapy able to pick up Cloudtail, who's been leading the way here. Lush trying to finish up the flush here. Zodiac is nearby to get the revive, but he wants to make sure it's clear. And Soapy peeking the angle as Barry Vibes has fallen off the mountains. It's a dangerous area, boys and girls.
Yeah, as that member is down as well, we see the rest of Smoking Aces, again, another team that just hasn't been able to make it work. And it looks like they're going to back off. They're actually just going to back off this fight completely. Zodiac is going to be able to be revived, and they're just going to wrap to the west.
Dusty, he didn't really like the person in that picture, so he made sure he shot it before he ended up getting helping out with the knock that Battlelol is able to get. QBU coming in very nicely. Tetra stuck in a smoke by himself. Reno trying to slide on over, but Battlelol and Dusty both aiming down the sight for that one. Zodiac trying to catch that Smoking Aces member, not quite able to. And Cloudtail and Soapy get the wraparound, and they're safe for a little bit longer away from Halo Klein. These are two squads that need these points here on the bottom side. Again, we talked about it earlier during the pregame they have been underperforming. They're starting to run out of games, and in this case, if that means you got to take the points from them, that's what you got to do. And Smoking Aces, although they're just 2, we've seen them been able to pop off before.
Yep, and 303 actually still kind of holding out a little bit of Obey Alliance, and realistically the rest of Vanquish, who also have been kind of taken down very slowly. They're going to have a rough time, though, coming in on the west side here, because you have to go through kind of that mountainous terrain, and there's not many angles to actually get up. So they might find themselves trapped. Meanwhile, I mean, this has been going on pretty much since like the, I think, 3rd or 4th minute of the game.
Well,
just Oxy and Wildcard just sitting on top of each other.
Yeah, and Supernova, I think, has been in this complex since the hot drop, and now Cloudtail and the rest of Smoking Aces tried to rotate on in, and they don't know quite yet, but they will very soon. Obey Alliance is coming as well.
I love this aggression, but Cloudtail's got to be careful. Goes for the nice drop. One more. He's reloading. Needs help from his teammate. He's going to find... Oh!
Greg shot. Oh, in 8 from behind. No, not quite able to.
Soapy got taken down, so Cloudtail was basically trapped. I applaud him for getting aggressive there and going and trying to make a play with Circle coming in, but he just wasn't able to do it. Soapy not able to support him.
Keep your eyes on Hades, though. That's one of your damage leaders. He's shooting from behind. Will he be able to finish off Greg's shot? Yes, he will. There goes Hades. There goes Hades with 1. Greg's shot has fallen. Zone now in, and Nate has to heal.
He's still actually visible there. They can technically see his head from kind of under that building, so he's got to be careful. He's going to finish off the kill there on Greg's shot. Now look for a Nate going up the mountain, but realistically, Obey is just down to 2 players. It's Theris and Hades, and they have to kind of trap or at least go for these points because they might not make it into the circle. Nice shots from Theris.
Yeah, Theris getting caught out by Acro, though. And so now it's just Hades and Acro left alive between these 2 squads. Hades taking his time. He's going to heal up, but Acro getting flushed out by Lush.
And that's it.
And that's it there for Supernova. And then after that, 303 says, thank you very much. They already had 4 points. They pick up 2 more here. And 303 is starting to make a push here.
Yeah, and 303, one of the teams that are, again, kind of towards the bottom. This could be one of the starts to their... this game could be the start to their momentum, potentially, if they're able to get a good amount of kills and finish strong. But speaking of finishing strong, I mean, it's just SSG, one of our top teams, still just kind of farming the teams in the lobby. They're actually fighting one of the stronger teams in the lobby in P1E. Hetror is just not giving up.
My God.
Beautiful use of the angles of this rock.
Is this Y Tempt Fate Hector right now? Hetror is popping off right now.
Y Tempt Fate Hetror?
Y Tempt Fate
I mean, he's doing this almost exclusively by himself. Obviously, the other members of SSG are helping him from the back, but really, it's him hitting all these beautiful shots and just utilizing this rock. My goodness.
Yeah, D-Trees goes down. Look at that. It's huge. It's going big now, and now he's taking on the trees. It's D-Rich first up. He's able to nick a little bit of his wrist, and now able to finish him off. Hetror's still popping off, and no one seems to be able to get a piece of him quite yet. Badilol next up on the menu as D-Rich forced to hide under. He's able to take out D-Rich, D-Treats. Who's next on the list for Hetror?
Yeah, meanwhile, on the kind of behind him, his team is just kind of chilling, casually going into the circle. Hetror's like, you know what, guys, don't worry about it. I'll take care of this. You guys figure out where you want to go.
And 303 in a bit of trouble here because God Squad is above him. They are split. A Sociopath is just holding it, but Danny G, Trig, Spray, and Zero have the zone. Wildcard now. Finally, some action between Wildcard and Oxy going off, and it's Jason able to answer back there on to kickstart, but it looks like finally a little bit of shakeup on that camping up top. Space Station now trying to take on Noble. Noble also next to Elusive. Everyone's getting very close and comfortable with each other. Pentalol trying to take out Clam, not quite able to, but he's giving away his position. Jason gets knocked by Pentalol. What a shot by Pentalol.
Penta's nuts, man. That was a beautiful knock that now gives Wildcard the
blown apart
time
to show up.
To push, but blown apart from behind. He's going to catch one off. If he can get another one, that
Here
would
comes
be
Clam.
massive.
Clam does get answered. It's a kickstart yet again. Can you do the carrying young man? Yes, he can. And Wildcard survived based off of their young prodigy.
He is ridiculous. A valiant effort there from Oxy, but with Kickstart coming in late, he was kind of able to assess where the rest of the members were of Oxy, and he was able to kind of just pick them off one by one.
Wildcard don't even need these points. It's all
they really don't.
Flash and fashion right now.
They're essentially just denying other teams these points, which in a sense is very big.
He's basically proven he's the best. 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 Sorry, guys.
I don't really know what to say. I don't know how to follow that up.
All right, Fozu, last one alive here. He's the next one in the crosshair of Wildcard, who continue to dominate this lobby. Vanquish picking this one off at 7th place. Hetror now still hunting the trees of 303, finding heads after heads. It's Dusty going down, and Hetror is just a monster right now.
Also, I don't even really know like what happened to the rest of SSG. I've only known that Hetror has been just dismantling people by himself, and then I guess the rest of his team died. But they're gonna go out in 6th. I think they had at least like 6 kills, 5 or 6 kills. And again, they don't really like need those points.
No, they don't.
It's like them, Wildcard, and even P1E are sitting relatively safe up top. But as we approach the final 3 games here after this one, which is the 3rd game of the day, Noble is still finding themselves in a good position. And again, I said maybe this isn't going to hurt them. And the way that they scouted in and they got into Circle, even though technically they were chasing it a little late, has definitely proven me wrong, and it's pleasant to see.
Yeah, Noble, again, doing exactly what they need to do. 4 men up, taking their time, surviving. Oh, that was a nice headshot there by Sociopath. See you later, helmet for kickstart. You don't quite need that. Same with Sociopath. Also, nice ponytail.
But 303, another team able to kind of make it to the final 5, the top 5 here, going into phase number 8 soon. This could be a huge game for them as well.
Yeah, 303 probably need a chicken dinner out of this one. They have a lot of kills. They got a decent amount of points. Good on Fizzle to survive here for Elusive, and he's just basically barely hanging on. Everyone must think he's a 5th for Wildcard, but he's going to get dropped upon behind Pentalol. I believe Pentalol going for it. Oh! Pentalol. Not only he died to it twice. That's awesome. His kickstart getting taken down and Wildcard getting finished off as well. So Elusive moving up 1 more point. What a way to go there. That was awesome.
I mean, if I had a choice on how I'd go, it definitely would be that way.
Now 303 getting caught out by Honey Badger. He's able to take a peek, and it's Honey Badger able to taste all the honey there. And 303 eliminated in 4th place. They needed a big round, but it gets stunted by Noble, who needed even more to protect their position. And somewhere in the circle, Fizzle is still alive.
So this is going to get very crowded. It looks like there's a lot of room to play, but really it's just different elevations as Fizzle goes down to the blue.
That feels bad if you're Fizzle. He's able to get a ton of damage down. Now 2 teams left, 4v4. God Squad has the high ground. They need the points to protect their spot against Noble, who is just a couple spots behind them right now in the rankings.
So Noble needs to hold the South here. If they can stop God Squad from kind of wrapping around on that side, having the high ground may be a man, this is like deja vu with Smoking Aces. But as long as they can stop them from coming around here on the west side, they might force God Squad to have to drop down, which actually gives Noble the advantage. So it's just like really weird thing where high ground can kind of come back to bite them. However, if they play this right and they put a lot of damage onto Noble, they might be able to just kind of negate that completely and then drop down.
Underhand, softball. Not quite able to land it for those.
But all of that hinges on the fact that Noble needs to hold the West. They cannot allow God Squad to just come around, wrap on the West, and then basically just line them up.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't see it, in the final day of Contenders when God Squad was sitting in 13th place. Oh, no, he's on fire!
This is not NBA Jam. That's not a good thing.
It was a cooking duck. God Squad needed to have a big round. They had a big round by dropping off of the rocks onto Smoking Aces earlier. So God Squad is well-versed in this elevated battle type fight here, and they're trying to do it again.
They're just going for peak battles. Nice shot, as I say that from Fudge. But again, they have to hold exactly where Duck is. They cannot let them come from the west. In the meantime, they also need to make sure that they're allowing themselves enough time to potentially get out of the circle, since it doesn't look like God Squad really has to move much.
Yeah, who has the circle here? Oh, Danny G able to land the shots there on the Fudge, and Fudge beat turned into chocolate after all those shots from the AK ringing true, and Danny G is just going to back off the cliffs and let the boys from Noble suffocate.
They took too long. They
Noble's
didn't take control
got to make
of the
their
West.
move. And I think God Squad has this. They want the points, though. They're trying to pick them up, but they might actually lose. They got to be careful. Zero's low.
All Spray has to do is just chill. He doesn't even have to do anything. Literally just stand there and wait for Noble to die. Yeah, that's it.
See you later, Honey Badger. So no points heading on over to God Squad. The most anticlimactic finish that we've had so far today, but it's God Squad 6 kills. Big victory there. Big